What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Rebel Life Boxing. Check it out, man. Y'all already know I done covered this topic quite a few times on this channel. Made quite a few videos on it. But I'm gonna talk about it one more again. Because your friend, Errol Spence Jr., Mr. Man Down, Mr. Eye Snatcher, Mr. Big Fish, he pretty much eviscerates Terrence Crawford's resume when they were going doing this back and forth thing, kind of judging each other's attributes. He gave Bud's resume a zero point 0.5. I don't know if he was bullshitting, trolling, just maybe he bumped his head a few times too much. I don't know what happened. He got punched a little bit too much in sparring. Not sure where the fuck he got that from, but I'm here to pretty much because listen, he's saying that because I think a lot of Aerospace fans get in Aerospace's ears. You know, they kind of give him a lot of they puff his chest up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I think he listened to these idiots. They say Terrence Crawford ain't fought nobody. Okay, so that is probably why he gave him a zero point 0.5. Okay, which is weird because Errol Spence, one minute he says he's a great fighter, or how do you know he's a great fighter? What leads you to believe Bud is a great fighter? You don't just pull that shit out of nowhere. Okay, so he has to recognize that Bud does great things against other great fighters, right? So otherwise, then none of this shit really matters. It's just like it's going to be a cakewalk for Errol, right? That means he's just fighting some bum with a WBO belt, pretty much, right? But let's talk about the top, the Spence Six, the dudes that I deem as the notable fights that Errol Spence has had out of his entire lifelong welterweight career. And it's only six dudes that are really notable names on Errol Spence's resume. And a few of those he got the belts from, which I give him much respect for. I don't take nothing away from these other, none of these guys. I understand? I'm bringing this up to make a point. So, who we gonna get into first? It's six dudes, okay? It's Kell Brook, Sean Porter, Mikey Garcia, Danny Garcia, Jordanis Ugas, and Lamont Peterson. That is it. Those are the only notable names on Errol Spence's resume. I don't want to hear nothing about no Chris Algieri. I don't want to hear nothing about Van Heerden, Bundu, Ocampo. I don't want to hear about none of these dudes because as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to put them in the same boat as all of the other dudes that Terrence Crawford fought in lower weight classes and in welterweight that are not common opponents with Errol that people always say are nobodies. Okay, so I'm gonna put those people that I just named in the same realm with them then. Okay, so let's start off with Kell Brook. Okay, Kell Brook is uh the guy that gave Errol Spence his first belt, the IBF belt. When Errol Spence fought Kell Brook was 30. He already had one loss. He was at 36-1. All right. Now, Kell Brook currently 40 wins, 3 losses, 28 wins by knockout. Knocked out 3 times. All right. He's inactive. Pretty decent puncher dude. Okay. Not the heaviest puncher, but a pretty good puncher. And he's been a champion, obviously. He beat some good people on his resume as well. He beat Sean Porter, for sure, because Sean Porter had fought him back in 2014. That was a while ago. And he gave Sean Porter his first loss. So, I will say this. Kell Brook was a quality opponent for Errol Spence Jr. Okay, absolutely, hands down, he was a champion. Got to give him his respect. He was the IBF champ, and Errol Spence took his snatched his strap. So you got to give him respect. That's an absolute. So then we move on to Lamont Peterson. Okay, Lamont Peterson, he had 3 losses when Errol Spence fought him. He was at 35-3. He's now at 35 wins, 6 losses, 17 wins by KO, knocked out 4 times. And he had, he wasn't really a big puncher, Lamont Peterson. He was a smaller dude as well, coming up in weight. He was a 140 pounder, man. Lamar Peterson fought some pretty solid dudes. He got a pretty solid resume. He fought, coincidentally, he fought David Avenesian back in 2017, the same guy that fought Bud at welterweight. He also fought David Avenesian at welterweight, uh, and he won by unanimous decision. Okay, that should give you a certain gauge on Terrence Crawford's punching power as well, because you know he wasn't known to be a big puncher. Lamar Peterson, 40% KO ratio with the whole 12 with Avenesian. Bud sparked him, knocked him clean, smooth out. Both at the same weight class, by the way. All right, so he also fought Felix Diaz. That was down there at 140. He fought this. That's the same. That's another guy, the same one that fought Terrence Crawford as well. But notably, he fought Danny Garcia. But these were all at 140 pounds. Okay, so he fought these dudes at 140. So Lamar Peterson, most of his career, if you go back and look, he was a smaller dude. Okay, so pretty much, Errol Spence pulled him up, or I wouldn't say pulled him up. Lamar Peterson, if you let him walk around, had his walk around way, he's pretty solid dude himself, but no, notoriously he was a smaller. He was fighting in smaller weight classes, man. All right, it is what it is. That's what it is. Okay, so also let's move on to the next fighter, number 3. But before we do that, let me just rewind this a little bit and give Lamar Peterson his props. I forgot to mention as well, Peterson was also a world champion. So that is 2 world champions that Errol has fought. Much respect, but he was a smaller dude. Keep it all the way real. He wasn't going to really last that long in there with Errol Spence. That was pretty much a fight that I already knew who was going to win when they fucking got in the ring. You know what I'm saying? So, who else do we got? Let's take a look. Next up, uh, let's see here. We have I'm trying to keep it in order. Don't want to bounce around. So we just went from Kell Brook, and then we went to Lamont Peterson, and now we are going to take it to the next fighter, which was okay, here we go. Sorry, guys. So the next guy was Skip Ocampo. He doesn't even count. Get him out of here. Mikey Garcia. Yeah. Mikey Garcia was the next guy. Mikey Garcia was a guy that fought Errol in 2019. And Mikey Garcia pretty much said he saw something in Errol Spence. That's why he wanted to fight him. He saw something. And he got his ass pretty much obliterated for 12 rounds. I gave Mikey maybe 1 round in that fight. I don't even know if I gave him half of a round. I don't know. But he got Errol Spence pitched a shutout on Mikey Garcia. Said he was going to knock him out. Didn't do it. And then when he couldn't knock him out, we heard that he was just trying to box to show the world he could box. We heard that bullshit. Yeah. Come on, man. Stop it. Couldn't stop little Mikey Garcia, who's also a junior lightweight in nature, okay? Couldn't stop him. But Mikey Garcia, he himself, he also was a champion. So, absolutely, at lower weight classes, though. Never at welterweight. Mikey Garcia was good at the lower weight classes, all right? He made no noise in welterweight. So, to me, Mikey Garcia is irrelevant. Okay, he's just a notable name. That's all he was. He was really not a threat. He made no type of noise at 147. All right, and I'm gonna pretty much I'm kind of going somewhere with this. I'm going somewhere with this. I hope y'all paid attention where I'm going with this. All right, now let's recap real quick before I keep going. We was talking about Kell Brook, which was a natural welterweight. He stopped him, got his belt. Great quality win in Kell Brook. But also Kell Brook's eye was broken. So I mean, he was he was a quality name, but he was damaged. He was a damaged fighter. But I don't take that away from Errol. He had to fight who he had to fight to get the strap. See, you see how I did that? See, I don't take shit away from Errol Spence like these other dudes do against Bud. I knew that Kell Brook was already damaged, but Errol had to fight whoever had the strap. Kell Brook happened to have the IBF strap. He got who he got, just like these dudes do with Jeff Horn. Oh, he thought Jeff Horn was a nobody. Jeff Horn had the belt. It's crazy. Now, suppose Jeff Horn had his face broke by Pacquiao, then got into a fight. The next fight was Bud, and Bud broke Jeff Horn's eye. You wouldn't hear the end of it. Oh, Jeff Horn was a nobody. Pacquiao helped break his face. That's why Bud was able to break Jeff Horn's eye. They wouldn't give Bud the credit for that. But I am giving Errol Spence's credit for taking the belt. I don't give him credit for beating up a already battered up Kell Brook, but I give him the credit for going after the dude with the strap. And he got the strap, so I can't fault him for that. All right. Then you got Lamont Peterson, which was another dude that was a smaller dude. He didn't really make any noise at welterweight either. You know what I'm saying? Not no real noise. Not anything real. You know what I'm saying? When he had a Reggie belt at welterweight, I think. And the other belt was at junior lightweight. All right, so already you see where I'm going with it. It is a reason I'm saying this, and this is not to disrespect any of those fighters at all. They were all excellent fighters, but I'm going somewhere with it. Okay. Then you got, like I said, Mikey Garcia. He another little dude, so he doesn't count. He made no noise at welterweight. Sean Porter. He had two losses. And might I add, Mike Garcia had no losses. Errol Spence was the first one to give him a loss. But Sean Porter, he already had how many losses on his record when he fought Errol Spence? He had two losses. No big deal. I mean, it's just boxing. But also, he had the belt, WBC. Errol Spence took that off of Sean Porter for sure. Sean Porter stood at 31 wins now and 4 losses. Knocked out once by no other than Terrence Crawford. One draw. He had 17 wins by way of knockout. Sean Porter wasn't known for his punching power as well. Uh, he's a natural sized dude. Natural welterweight. He was a real. He made noise at the welterweight division. I give him that. Sean Porter, he beat the likes of a Danny Garcia, Adrian Granados, Andre Berto, Keith Thurman. Oh, he lost to Keith Thurman in the unanimous. He beat old guys in a nice boxing clinic he put on. You know, lost to Bud. You know, ain't no shame of losing to Bud. But Sean Porter, that is another name that I would say is a quality name on on Spence's record, because he had a solid resume as well. He fought good people. He was a champion. He made noise at welterweight division. All right. So Sean Porter and Kell Brook, I'll give him those two. All right. Now, I'll say this: all these dudes were champions. Absolutely. Lamont Peterson at a lower. I don't call it Reggie Bell a real belt, but he was a champion down at 140. Mike Garcia was a champ down there. Sean Porter was a champ at welterweight. Danny Garcia, another one. Danny Garcia had 2 losses, no problem. 37 wins currently, 3 losses, 21 wins by knockout. Danny Garcia, 52% KO ratio. Sometimes that'll fool a lot of people when they see, okay, well, he's supposed to be this hard puncher. He got 52% KO. You could say the same for Charlos, but these dudes, to get it all, they have a lot of fights. Okay, so sometimes the KO ratio dwindles a little bit because of the competition goes up, things like that. He has power, that no left hook shit, that he used to do. But Danny Garcia wasn't really, he's another one. he really made no noise at the welterweight division. He lost to Keith Thurman. He lost to Porter. You know, all his real notable wins was down at junior welterweight. So that makes Danny Garcia and Mikey Garcia and Lamont Peterson pretty much, while he fought these dudes while they were former champions, they were smaller. They pretty much were making no noise in the division that everybody say Bud fought nobody's in, right? So technically, right, as far as welterweight goes, these are the guys that don't want to bring up the other weight class. They don't want to bring up Bud at 140. They say keep everything welterweight. Okay, that's what we doing. So if you want to be honest here, Mikey Garcia, Lamont Peterson, and Danny Garcia, they've really made no noise at the welterweight division. So how are they top quality opponents at the welterweight division if they ain't make no fucking noise up there? All right. Your Zoo guys. Lastly, he had 4 wins before he fought Errol Spence and got knocked out. Okay. Guys, he was a natural welterweight. Another one with no punching power. 27 wins, 5 losses, 12 wins by knockout. Okay, Ugas was never really a real power threat to Errol Spence Jr., but you saw what he was able to do in there. All right, he was able to hurt him. Not when he knocked out his mouthpiece, the initial punch. He was able to hurt Errol Spence. Okay, now Ugas has a pretty solid resume as well. Pretty decent, especially like I guess I would say hit the top dudes. His resume kind of reminds me of Errol Spence's resume. He wasn't fighting, he doesn't have at least 12, 13, 14.
Prime Day llega el 11 y 12 de julio. Con 2 días y ofertas épicas exclusivas para miembros Prime, te sentirás muy especial.
Sorry about that. I got video bombed. But yeah. So he fought pretty much towards his recent fights. He really started. Ray Robinson was a good fight. Delorme. So I'll say maybe starting at Ray Robinson. So he had a mixture of okay dudes in the middle, but Ugas' resume ain't really all that hot either. Pacquiao and Errol Spence and maybe Mike Dallas is okay. You know, Figueroa was good. Porter. I'd say maybe good 6-7 dudes out of all those fights, out of 30 fights, 30 plus fights. So Ugas never was a real threat to Errol Spence in no way, shape, or form. But he was a real champ. So I have to give that to Errol Spence. I have to give that some kind of notoriety. So overall, guys, what I'm saying is welterweight division. Since these dudes like to stick at the welterweight, that's where we at. At the welterweight division, to be honest, those are the 6 dudes. The Errol Spence 6, okay? And out of all of those 6 dudes, 3 of them were real quality opponents at this weight class. Your Sue guys, if you can arguably say that. Sean Porter and Kell Brook. That is it. Scratch Mikey Garcia, scratch Danny Garcia, scratch Lamont Peterson. That would leave only 3 real notable opponents at the welterweight division on Errol Spence's resume. And he's a career welterweight. So you tell me whose resume would teeter closer to 0.5. Bud's or Errol Spence. And then the Spence fans would argue, all right, bro, those 3 right there you just named, they got better records than all of them dudes at 140 and the dudes at 147 that Bud fought. Yeah, well, guess what? Keep in mind, fools, out of those 3 that I gave Errol the credit for, Kell Brook, Sue guys, and Sean Porter, how many of those did Bud fight? 2. Yeah. Anyway. But my other point I was trying to make is these dudes, they say that Terrence Crawford ain't fought nobody. They like to say the 140 pounders don't count and all this other stuff like that. But at 147, the dudes that were at 140 that got up to 147, they didn't make no noise at 147. So how do they count at welterweight? Make that make any sense? I don't get it. I thought it was all about welterweight. Oh no, don't talk about junior welterweight. We talking about the welterweight division. Oh, okay, let's talk about the welterweight division then. The welterweight division only matters when it comes to Errol Spence opponents. Or 140 only matters when it comes to people that was pulled up at 140 or was mainly known for making noise at 140. Those dudes, they get all the credit in the world. I heard dudes say Bud was beating up dudes for 135 when he was at 140. I heard people say that. I'm like, wait a minute. So wasn't Errol doing the same thing to Danny Garcia then? Mikey and Lamar Peterson? Isn't that like the same thing? Dudes is hypocrites, bro. I mean, I can't take these cats serious. I like listening to a lot of these dudes because it's shock value. And it kind of gives me shit to fucking talk about sometimes because these dudes are fucking idiots. They really are. Damn near, I got about a good tall 10 channel idiot list. And I think I'm going to probably touch on that in another video coming soon. My 10 channel idiot list. Yeah. I think when I hit 3,000 subs, that's going to probably be the first video. So y'all stay tuned for that. Anyway, yo, this is Rebel Like Boxing, man. Thanks for watching. I can catch y'all later. And I'm out.